Yo, hi guys, we back with another video. Hope you guys are doing well tonight. Um, to those who watch and to those who don't, hope you guys are safe and blessed. As you can see, we're back with another video and we're talking about priority. I told you guys I was going to talk about that in yesterday's video. And speaking of yesterday's video, it's actually doing pretty well. I essentially thought it was going to do good, and I feel the same about this one. And when I'm talking about topics like these, I like for it to be interpreted, or I want it to be interpreted in a life sense. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about it in a general sense. And when I throw myself into these topics, and I give you guys examples, it's for you guys to understand better or to grasp what I'm talking about if you're not already understanding it, right? And I do that just, for you guys, for it to be more relatable. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. But priority, right? We all know what priority is. It's something of importance. It's something that should come first. It's something that should be put first. Um, and a lot of people today, they don't do that, right? A lot of people today, they trade priority for temporary fun. And those same people are the ones that wonder why they're not better people, why they haven't grown within, why they're not in better situations, why they aren't where they foresaw themselves being, you know what I'm saying? Why they don't have the things they want. And it's because they don't put their priorities first. You should be putting your priorities first every single time, every step of the way. I promise you, the more and more you put those priorities first and you keep them first, the better of a person you'll become. The situations you'll be in will be better. You'll get what you want. You'll become the person you foresaw yourself becoming. You'll be where you envision yourself being. All that comes with putting and keeping your priorities first. And not everybody has to understand why you put your priorities first and why you keep them first. You know what I'm saying? It matters to no one but you. It matters not to me. It matters not to that person. It matters only to you. You yourself are a priority. And you should always think of yourself as one. You know what I'm saying? Because you are one. So nobody has to understand why you do what you do except for you. And it takes a lot of discipline to put priorities first and to keep them first. And that's something not everyone has today. Not everyone has that trait of discipline. You'll be so surprised to find out how many people have little to no discipline at all. And that's why they're in the positions they're in. It takes so much discipline to keep your priorities first. And the more and more you do that, the more discipline you build. It's like a combo meal, you know what I'm saying? Like, you keep those priorities first, the more disciplined you become. You know what I'm saying? And the easier it becomes to keep something like that first, you know? And like I said earlier, a lot of people will trade priority for temporary fun when they shouldn't be, when they're not in situations to be doing that. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing to have fun. You should have as much fun as you can have, right? We only live one life, as I say all the time. We don't know how much time we have. Nothing's promised, right? So have your fun. Do that. But I feel like you should be in a situation to where you can have that fun, you know? If I don't feel like I'm in a situation to trade my priorities for temporary fun or a certain priority, then I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it at all, because in what way does that temporary fun benefit me? Will it benefit me more than putting that priority first? Say if I had choices of streaming or creating a video and going to a party, right? Which one benefits me more? Putting the video first, that priority, or going to that party? Putting the video first. That's my priority. I have to do that rather than going to that party, because me putting this video first and uploading will take me further than going to that party will. And that come and go feeling, it is fun, right? We love it. But it's not something that will last. It's not something that will benefit you. It serves you no purpose. Your priorities serve you every purpose. It's who you are. It's who you're building yourself to be. That's why they're there. You know what I'm saying? Another way to look at it is, you should also never try to become somebody else's priority, because Like I said, you yourself are a priority, and people, us humans, we will always put first who we want to put first. What's of importance will come first. So if I don't feel like you should come first, then I'm not going to put you first, right? So you should never try to become my priority, and I should never be trying to become your priority, because the more and more you try to force yourself into becoming somebody else's priority, the more and more they don't see you as that. And don't obsess yourself with thinking of if you're somebody else's priority as well, because that's two different things, from forcing yourself to being that to thinking of if you are that. Those are two completely different things, and both of those serve the same purpose. They dig you a deeper hole. You're digging yourself a deeper hole by doing those things. You're taking steps back, and who wants to be taking steps back? We should only be taking steps forward. We should only be progressing forward, right? But people will do that. They'll try to become somebody else's priority when they shouldn't be, end up hurting themselves in the long run. They'll end up being taught lessons they don't want to be taught. You know what I'm saying? I used to be somebody who I wouldn't put priorities first. You know what I'm saying? I would trade priority for temporary fun all the time. And that temporary fun served me no benefit, served me no purpose. And it would come back to bite me. I would be taught lessons I didn't want to be taught at that time. I would reap the consequences, right? And the more and more you keep those priorities first, once again, the more and more you'll reap the rewards and the benefits. And people will look at you and they'll be like, "How does he have that? You know what I'm saying? Where did he get that from? How did he put them? How did he put himself in that situation? How did she put herself in that situation? Where did she get all that from? Why is he such a good person?" They'll wonder why. And all you got to tell them is, "I kept my priorities first. I kept them first. I put them first. Kept them in check." With priority comes situational accountability. It comes with discernment. It comes with situational responsibility. It comes with intuition. Those are all traits in priority, right? They're all traits you should use in there. What factors into you deciding what comes first and what to put first. And that's essentially why I didn't go on that ATL trip, because I had just started a new job. I had MEPS coming up, so I was focused on MEPS. So it was like, what benefit or what purpose would it serve me to go on this trip? How would this benefit me? It would have benefited me in a lot of ways, content wise, but morally, personally, it benefited me in no way. I didn't feel like I should go. My discernment, my intuition told me, no, don't go. You're not in a position to be going. And I didn't go. That's why I didn't feel like I was missing out. And when you're putting your priorities first, I promise you, you're not missing out. And trust your discernment and intuition. Your discernment and intuition will take you so far in life. Just like I said with honesty, those three things will take you far in life. Trust it. If you don't trust it in a moment, it'll come back to show you why you should have trusted it. And no, that's not always a bad thing. It's just a learning lesson, right? One thing I told myself is, I don't look at failure as failure, if that makes sense. Failure to me is just learning, right? It's just learning. So look at failure as learning. That's something different I can talk about, but look at failure as learning. Okay? So I didn't feel like um I was failing. I didn't feel like I was failing at all. So just factor in those things when you're trying to decide what to put first, how to keep it first, how to string them out. Factor in those things and trust your discernment and intuition. Trust it all the time, because the more and more you don't trust it, the more your decisions reflect that. And the decisions you make when you're not trusting your situations, when you're not being, when you're not holding yourself accountable, when you're not responsible, those decisions create your life. I'm being serious. Those decisions create your life. So you have to look at it as, yo, every decision I make, I'm creating a life. I'm creating my life. You know what I'm saying? Creating a path for my life. That's how I look at it, right? So with every priority comes that. It comes those things. And even more things. I can't name them right now because I'm not thinking of it. But those are the things off the top of my head, that I think about when I'm deciding how to stack a priority or whether I should trade a priority for temporary fun. Those are the things I'm thinking about. That's how I'm thinking. I keep every priority first, man, because I know who I want to be. I know who I'm becoming. I foresee what I want, what I'm going to have. So I know in me keeping these priorities first and putting them first, I know what I'm going to have. I know I'm going to reap the rewards and reap the benefits. I know it. I see it. I envisioned it, So that's why I do what I do. I don't care what somebody else thinks of me keeping my priority first. I don't care what somebody thinks of me declining a party to create a video. I don't care what somebody thinks of me because I decided to stay home rather than go on a trip. I'm doing what's best for me. It's my life. It's your life. Do what's best for you. Once again, you yourself are a priority. And just like I said, never try to force your way into being somebody else's priority. Never let somebody force their way into being your priority. Because that's just as bad as you trying to force your way into being, you know what I'm saying? Never let somebody force their way into being your priority. Because that's just extra weight, extra luggage you don't have to carry. You know what I'm saying? And people that do that they're selfish. Selfish. And selfish people do anything. You know what I'm saying? So think of that always. Keep your priorities first. You know what I'm saying? Always. So I love y'all. You guys stay blessed, stay safe, keep God first as always. Stay patient and stay patient because it's on the way. I'm gonna catch you on the next one. Love y'all. Peace.